Okay, so what can you find out from bones? That's one of the conversations that will be taking place on bioarchaeology and forensic anthropology. The instructor is Sarah Reedy. And so, again, Sarah has some bones out here and is able to see some of the ailments that people have had in the past. And so what do you have here, Sarah?
Well, this is a really good example of arthritis. So we all, as we age, can become a little familiar with how arthritis affects us. So these are two lumbar vertebrae, your lower back.
Okay.
And what you see is that arthritis causes these funny little bone growths between the joints, and it can be very painful. And another example of that is in the hands. Right here we should have all sorts of tiny little bones that are all separated and independent of each other, but here they've all fused together, making movement of the wrist very difficult.
Yeah, and these are probably pretty dramatic cases of arthritis because you know, if a orthopedic surgeon saw this, he'd probably throw up their hands and say, well, there's not much we can do with this, or we're gonna have to replace the whole thing. but in what you do, again, it's studying, you know, and perhaps it's an example of how that person lived, because if they had severe arthritis, then that will tell us about their lives.
Exactly. And so this can tell us, you know, one about aging in past populations, for example, and it can tell us a little bit about their behavior. If they were doing something that caused this dramatic of arthritis in a hand, you know, if we saw this in one individual, we could understand, you know,
it just hurts looking at it.
It hurts to look at it, exactly. But if we saw this in, say, several individuals, this could tell us something about that population's behavior. Perhaps they use their hands in a very serious way during life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so tell me about what brought you into this profession. You know, what inspired you to go and do this for a living?
It was a little bit by accident. I was at the University of Tennessee getting my bachelor's, and I just happened to take an anthropology class. It was a gen ed requirement, and it was just really fascinating. And so I just kept taking anthropology classes, and I thought it was great. But it wasn't until my senior year that I took a skeletal class, and it just clicked. I just got it, and it made sense to me. So ever since then, I've just stuck with it.
It's fun, and like I said before, with the technology changing and continuing to help us, it's amazing what we can learn. And what we learn about our past is also helpful for us today, right? So, so it's really fascinating stuff. Again, the screen shows you the information for Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, and you can sign up for this course with Sarah. It's Bioarchaeology and Forensic Anthropology. Sarah, great pleasure having you on the program. Thanks so much, and good luck with the course.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.